Hey everyone, it's Brian here from Massey's Main Entertainment. Sorry, we've been away for a couple weeks. A lot of stuff going on with various sports and personal things that we got going on in our lives. But we managed to circle back around and we're continuing our series of building that perfect album. We made it all the way up to 1995, the midpoint of the 1990s, joined by my buddy Rich Strickler. As you can see, Rich has a nice little shelf in the background going. He's had a lot of work done in his room. So he's really proud of that. And also joined today by Doc. Doc's nice to get you on here finally.
You got it, boys.
Doc had some technical difficulties, but we managed to work through it. So we're up building our perfect album. It's part of our ongoing series. We're going to go all the way to 1999. We do this in tandem with, in conjunction with Rich's channel, where we'll be counting down the top 10 movies from 1995, and that link will be down below as well. We'll also put Spotify links as well down below and in the description that I have links to each one of our Spotify lists in case you like one of our lists, want to go play it and check out some tunes. That would be kind of cool. So I thought 95 for me anyway, because it had, really big on hip hop and Britpop and post grunge bands and things like that. I really liked 1995 as one of my favorite years of the 90s, but I'll let you guys give me your opinions. What do you guys think?
Hey, Doc.
Well, I would say the more I dove into 95 on the list, the better I found it, is what I would say. Coming out of 95, I'm not going to lie, I got two of my more popular songs in my life came out of this year. I play those on repeat all the time, and you're going to hear one of them later on, but that was a really tough choice because they're on the same album for me. But I think some of these albums that came out, some of them, you could have had 5-6 songs off a few of these albums here this year.
That's true.
So picking one was difficult.
Yep.
Yeah, I struggle with the 90s in general, and it's not any better for me, but I sort of cherry picked. Got a little folk, I got a little country, got a little pop, I got a rapper, and some female artists that started to pop up. A lot of the females were huge in the mid to late 90s with the Lilith Fair thing going in a couple of years. And I got some of those ladies. And so it's a mixed mash of stuff that I personally like. And I'm not sure it makes a great album listen, but got to come up with 12 songs. So that's what I did.
Perfect. So our order tonight, at least for the music, is Rich, you're going to go first. I'm going to follow you up, and Doc's going to back clean up tonight and lead us off. Rich, let's see what we got going. See if we got a chance for trifectas.
Doubtful, but let's give it a shot. I'm going to lead off with this pop tune. It went number 5 in the U.S. called "Breakfast at Tiffany's" by a group called Deep Blue Something. It was a radio-friendly hit, very catchy chorus. This is a band that really didn't have a lot of success after this. The song is about a young couple that have one thing in common. They love the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's, and they repeat that in this. So at least we have breakfast at Tiffany's. It's a catchy chorus, and I remember it then, and it somehow is leading off my album. So kudos. My second track is like a country honky tonk artist named Joe Ely. And the song is called "All Just to Get to You" from his Letter to Laredo album. One of the reasons I know this is because he did a duet with Bruce Springsteen on stage. And I remember them doing this song, and I thought it was wonderful. Bruce actually sings backing vocals on the record here on the studio album. It's just a song about how passionate you can be or desperate to be with a certain person. And the lyrics are sort of, I ran too hard, I played too rough, I gave my love not near enough. I bled too red, I cried too blue. I beat my fist against the moon, all just to get to you. And I like the song. It's another one of these catchy ones, a little bit of a honky-tonk vibe to it. My next track is Bruce Springsteen's title track from The Ghost of Tom Joad. Title track inspired by the John Steinbeck novel, Grapes of Wrath. Got the characters in there with Ma and Tom Joad. If you've ever read it, you can pick up some of the details in here. Beautifully written folk song. Really enjoy it. To me, it's the best track on that album. And I'm going to back it up with another Springsteen song off a different album. This came off on his greatest hits called Blood Brothers. This is a a song he wrote for the band, wrote it around the same time as Tom Joad, but it didn't fit on that album. So we put it on the greatest hits. Beautiful, sad song about old friends and relationships and sticking with each other through good times and bad. And it applies specifically to the members of the E Street Band because they had broken up a few times and then they're back together. In the end, they're blood brothers, and that's what the name of the song is called. My fifth track is Van Morrison's Days Like This. This is another one, easy listening title or easy listening tune. Very smooth, relaxing, like Van was at this period. Comfort music. And it was inspired by the Shirelles song Mama Said, which was an upbeat number. And this one, he said, Mama said there'll be days like this. And he gives a little soliloquy on that. So I'm going to end my side with John Prine from his Lost Dogs and Miss Blessings album called Lake Marie. This is pure Americana, folk, classic storytelling, produced by Howie Epstein, who was in the E Street Band with Tom Petty's at the time. And I think Prine's one of the most pure songwriters out there. And I wanted to get this song on there for that reason. So that's my side one.
That Breakfast at Tiffany's tune, buddy, was just massive.
It was.
It was.
That was huge.
I do see the pattern in that when you pick pop songs, they're always very melodic.
I like that. Yeah.
The simple choruses, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you can see that's that Beatlesque thing that kind of clicks in. I think that clicks in you from that time frame, you know, because the Beatles are they kept it simple, and that's how they had so much success, you know.
Yeah, you're right. I like the sing along chorus, even if it's overplayed and poppy. Most of the times, those are the songs I connect with, and that was the real pure pop song from that year that stuck out to me.
Yep, I remember that Deep Blue Something song. It was huge.
Yeah, it was massive,
massive. Huge. So,
and the
rest of it sounds like yours too, Rich. By the way, just that Americana feel and stuff like that you put in there. That's a rich '95 album, buddy, for sure.
Now, side two is going to be completely different. This is more what was going on in '95 with a lot of the female artists, a little bit of country, a little bit of rap. I'm kicking it off with No Doubt, Don't Speak, another big hit at the time off their Tragic Kingdom album. Gwen Stefani wrote the song about a breakup with a bandmate who was also her boyfriend, the bass player. I enjoy this. And the gist of the song is, don't speak. I don't want to know the reasons why we're breaking up because it hurts too much. Just don't tell me because it hurts. And that was repeated in the chorus. And again, it's another pop laden hook kind of hooky kind of song, which I like. Number two here is Alanis Morissette off her massive album, Jagged Little Pill. I'm going with Ironic. This was a monster hit about female empowerment. Well, the female empowerment was that album, but this is like wordplay, different situations. It's like rain on your wedding day. It's a free ride when you've already paid. She does all these kind of ironic little twists in the lyrics, and I thought it was really good. I could have picked 4 or 5 songs from that album. They were all excellent. My next tune is Natalie Merchant, formerly of the 10,000 Maniacs, first solo album, Tiger Lily, and the song is called Wonder. She has a real unique voice and style. It's an uplifting song. It was about a special needs child that she came across, wrote this for her, a wonder of God's creation. Doctors offer no explanation. And at the end, the refrain is, she'll make it one day or whatever. So she's going to make it through all the trials and tribulations. And I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. So that's my number 3 song, Wonder. Number 4, I'm going into the country genre here with Tim McGraw. I like it. I love it. We've seen this on commercials. Another popular song. Country was starting to really almost get mainstream. It was all over the TV, all over the charts. Between Garth Brooks and Tim McGraw, they were the 2 big cats in town. And I felt like including this in 1995. Number 5 on this side. This is the one that I don't really have any defense for it, but I needed a 12th song. It's called "This Is How We Do It" by Montel Jordan, a number 1 hit. This was a pure party music. This is how we do it. You know, everybody knows the song.
Yeah.
And I thought it fit for that year. It was all over the radio. It appeared in the movie Step Brothers with John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
you know, and I like that movie. So
Classic.
lastly, I'm going to end the album with Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise.
Nice. A little bit of tribute
Massive.
to Coolio.
Peace out. Coolio just passed away several weeks ago, I guess now. So may he rest in peace. I like this song. You know, it's a sampling of a Stevie Wonder song off of Songs in the Key of Life. Kind of infectious once you start listening to the, you know, the rhythm of it. And anytime you can throw those words like homies in there and G, you know, you get right into it. You get right into the song. I think it's really cool. So I like that gangsta lingo, even though I'm not part of that world. It works, and part of 95 for me.
Yeah. It was featured on the soundtrack to Dangerous Minds.
That's right. Dangerous Minds.
Video, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good. Yeah. Gangster Paradise, huge song. Massive hit for Coolio. You know, he only had like maybe 3 or 4 songs that people would know him for.
That's the one that put him up there.
As a majority. And, but they were all big hits for him. So,
So it was very, you represent the female side there pretty good on that side of the album too, Rich, which is, like I said, spreads out. I think it was a pretty diverse album. I think it's pretty indicative of 95.
Thanks.
Yeah. And I think if you had to pick between Tim McGraw and Garth Brooks, you picked the right one because he had the better looking wife. Just saying.
I'm not going there, but I can't say I agree. But
I didn't check out the Wikipedia page, eh, Rich?
Absolutely. All right.
Very good.
All right. So I'll jump in here. I'm going to start off my side one for my album. I'm going to start with Bullets with Butterfly Wings from Smashing Pumpkins. It's off their double album, Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. It's the best-selling double album of all time. Just a huge hit for them. Great music video. Very angsty post-grunge type of sound that they had for this album. And I wanted to give it a lot of energy on the kickoff here for the album, and I wanted to go with that one. Cool. My second track is going to be from Alanis Morissette. It's going to be You Ought to Know, though. That was the lead-off track for her album, for Jagged Little Pill. Very angsty album, that very angry album. A lot of backstory with her and abuse from a male figure in her life, which we find out later is one of the guys from Full House that was accused of abuse, I guess, by her. And but it's an angry album. She goes on to make albums that are far different than this one. One's a little bit more introspective, one that's more healing. But this is definitely that angry young woman album, and that's the lead off track from it. Number 3, I've got from Collective Soul's self-titled Blue album. I've got December. I'm sure Doc's gonna love this. I mean, I got Collective Soul represented here. We did a top 10 list together, and we both had this, I think, ranked very high.
Very high.
Top for both of us, so I wanted to include that here. Very catchy tune, very interesting, chorus, a little bit different than most choruses are, and just a nice smooth voice, very different sound for them. Hold on one second, guys. Just because somebody had called me before from the family, now everybody thinks they can call me. Anyway, number 4 for me, I've got Tracy Chapman's. I've got Give Me One Reason. It's kind of a little bluesy track that she released during this time. I remember the music video had her up there singing, and another female guitar player dressed like an old timey blues player, and she could just wail that guitar. It was a fantastic video. I really love Tracy's voice. She's one of my favorite artists of all time, and this was one of her standout tracks in the 90s. She didn't make much more after the mid 90s, late 90s. The last 2 from this side, I'm going to go with the Battle of the Britpop Bands. This was something that went on in 1995 where Oasis was competing against Blur over in England for the Battle of the Britpop and who could sell the most records. So I didn't pick the songs that they were actually releasing as singles in this case. I just picked the bands. So Oasis, I picked Champagne Supernova, which is the bookend track for What's the Story, Morning Glory. Maybe their big iconic type of song. You know, the one it'd be like their Hotel California if you were trying to compare it to
Yeah.
something like from the Eagles or their Stairway to Heaven. It was just a big epic piece, very elaborate arrangement. I really enjoy the song. And the last song is going to be from Blur, obviously. And this is one that actually was on the other song that was on the Battle of the Britpop Bands. This is Country House by them. Very, in fact, Blur is one of those bands that is kind of very tongue in cheek. They don't take themselves very seriously at all. Their music videos are almost monkey-esque, that they kind of make parody themselves a little bit, you know, don't take themselves too seriously. And I always enjoy their music because of that. So the lead singer, Damien, goes on to make the band Gorillaz that was prominent in the early 2000s and through 2010. So that's my side one. Very odd, I know. It doesn't get any better on the second side.
I think your side one's fantastic, buddy.
I kind of knew you'd have an Alanis Morissette, and that's a good one. And you know, the other one was Oasis. I listened to Oasis last night. Couldn't squeeze it in, but you grew up with it, so I understand why you would lean that way. And what was the other song? December. Again, I gave that a shot at Doc's recommendation, and I didn't feel right putting it in on a first listen because I don't remember the song and I don't remember the band. Hate This Collective Soul. I just skipped through that era, and I'm admitting it live on TV. But there it is.
Cool. All right, so we'll go to side two. Side two, I'm going to lead off with California Love by Tupac Shakur and Dr. Dre. Great, massive, epic video that was kind of done in this Mad Max Thunderdome style, you know, with the vehicle chases and everything else and the battle scenes in the arena. Also features Roger Troutman from the electronic band Zapp, who did the electronic voice for this track. And the sample that they used was from Joe Cocker's Woman to Woman, which I think is just fantastic. An epic track by those two. Considered one of the top 20 summer songs. Rolling Stones ranked it in the top 20 for the best summer songs of all time. Great hit. Number two on this side, I picked from Pulp from their album Different Class, as considered on most lists. It is considered the best Britpop album of all time. I picked Disco 2000. Very interesting song in that it's called Disco 2000. So it's got obviously the disco element, but if you listen to the song, it sounds like they ripped off Laura Branigan's Gloria. It sounds almost verbatim for the music. So that's something from the 80s. And then, of course, it elaborates that they're going to meet up again in the year 2000. So it's kind of this weird song that has elements from different decades that kind of comprise the song. And I always thought it was a really interesting piece of music. So number three on this side, I've got from Filter. I've got this is a song that appears on so many soundtracks. It's ridiculous. I've got Hey Man, Nice Shot. One of those slow build songs. It's really low at the beginning and it just kind of builds gradually, and then all of a sudden it just turns into this scream fest, you know, when the guitars kick in and everything. And I always liked it. I think about from The Cable Guy, the movie The Cable Guy. That's the scene where they're playing basketball in the gym and Jim Carrey's character starts to go ballistic. That's the song that they're playing is Hey Man, Nice Shot. So really cool. Number four on this side, I got Send His Love to Me by PJ Harvey. This is from my favorite album by her. I'm trying to Bring Me This Love is the name of the album. Most people would think that this is her best album. Some might think it's Rid of Me or Let England Shake, but she's one of my favorite artists, female artists of all time as well. Very eclectic. Different styles on every one of the albums that she's ever released. This one is much more sincere, kind of ballady, love type of stuff that's on this particular album. And this is my favorite track off of there, so I wanted to include it. Number five, I've got another song by Bjork. That's Rich's favorite female artist from the 90s. I've got Army of Me from the Post CD. This song is it's about her brother who was actually always just always in trouble. He's always downtrodden and always woe is me type of thing. And she wrote this song basically to tell him to get his shit together, you know, because the lyrics in it just basically say, you know, and if you complain once more, you'll face an army of me, that type of thing. So it's nothing like getting called out by your sister, but getting called out by your sister in perpetuity, forever, you know. So go Bjork. There you go. And
Fantastic.
and into my side too. I think I mentioned something to Doc the other day when he had said something about an album he was listening to. This is my favorite song by this band, from Radiohead's The Bends. I've got Street Spirit, Fade Out. It's the last track on there. It's actually the track that got me into Radiohead. The guitar work in this by Johnny Greenwood and Tom's lyrics in this are just, he doesn't understand why people like this song so much. He goes, I don't understand. He said, this song is so damn depressing and everybody tells me how much they love it, you know. And I go, well, maybe that's just where the world's at nowadays. You know, it's right. They want to be depressed. They want to be, you know, drugged down through the cellar in the basement. And maybe that's just the way it is. But that's how I'm going to end my track. Street Spirit by Radiohead.
95 album to me, brother.
Yeah, that second side's a little weird. I know.
Got Bjork on it.
I got Bjork.
Bjork on it. Yeah, you got Bjork on it.
It's all that matters.
You got Bjork, buddy. What can you say? Who knows?
PJ Harvey, she's
That's
not That's good. That's 95.
I've got two women on this side too, Rich. It's just not the same two women that you had on that.
We're trying over here.
Yeah, that's right. You had Bjork and who? PJ
Harvey, yeah. So
you also had Alanis Morissette, and
I had Tracy Chapman.
So. That's what you did. 4 out of 12. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Excellent.
That's a lot of pressure on me, isn't it?
It's a lot of pressure on you, Doc, man.
Big time.
Well, I got 3. So.
There we go.
Not bad. What does Doc's 95 sound like compared to your guys? Who knows?
See what happens.
Side A, 95. Bullet with Butterfly Wings, buddy, starting off my side as well.
Nice.
Wow, you guys are killing me. Awesome.
I must have sang the opening line of this song for like 6 months straight when this came out. I could not stop singing, you know, the world is a vampire. That's not awesome. Doing it there. I was just right into it. I had that song and actually go figure the Who's joined together in my head at the same time. I was doing both of those at the same time for whatever reason at this time in my life. But
that's an epic song.
Yeah, this tune just rocks, man. And it's a thumping drum beat and it's the dun 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 dun. It's a great song, man. Loads of songs off this double album. You can see why it's a monster seller.
Yeah.
Disarm Today, 1979 is a fantastic tune, man.
Yeah.
So
yes. Yeah.
Probably would have been my second choice off of this one, but I can't get that the opening line out of my head, man. The Bullet with Butterfly Wings is going to start my 95 too, man. Alanis Morissette, You Ought to Know, is going to follow that up, buddy. Go free.
Very good.
Wow.
Yeah. And let's face it, you know, this was a monster, you know, obviously on both sides of the border here for us. And there's a lot of good, this is an angry album. No getting around that, man. She's pissed.
Right.
And she shows it in a lot of her songs and stuff like that. And some of them are, you know, like you said, Rich, your iconic is going to play on words and, you know, Head Over Feel. And there's all these tunes in there, man. You know, You Want to Know? That's, man, that's maybe just the most pissed off I've heard a woman sing about anything in the song. I don't know. But it's really catchy. It's got you can hear it in her voice, man. It's cringy, pissed off.
Yep.
I got to stick with what I got, man. So I got AC/DC's Hail Caesar coming at number 3 for me, man.
Wow.
Yeah. I had a tough time between this one and Hard as a Rock, to be honest with you, from Ball Breaker here. But this is classic AC/DC, old AC/DC songs to me, man. AC/DC is straight at you, right? You know, give me my catchy riff, give me my breakdown when it happens, and give me a great guitar solo, and give me AC/DC gets you in the mood, man. It's a moving band, And I like to move, man. And I want a beat and I want some drums. I want a guitar in my song. This is what I want.
Yeah.
AC/DC's been doing that my whole life, and I love it. So I have no qualms putting AC/DC on any of my list at any time.
Yep.
I got the Foo Fighters. This is a call coming in at number 4 for me on this side. This is it's almost got like an old sound. The way this is the Foo Fighters' first album, man. This is a call. You can hear it on some of their later stuff as you hear it into and stuff. You can see where their band's going to grow into, kind of thing. But this is a catchy tune, man. And it's not as grungy kind of feel kind of thing. It's got more of almost like a rocky, almost popish kind of almost undertone to it. I'm not saying it's a pop song; it's a rock song.
I mean, that's
But it
all
has a
David
different-
Grohl, right? Foo Fighters'
That's
first
Grohl.
album is all just David Grohl.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally. But I've always liked the tune, man. It's the only song that actually stood out for me on that whole album, to be honest with you. Is something that I would go back and do a repeat. So, but I'm rocking pretty good, I think, on this side, and I'm going to keep it going, man. I got Ozzy Osbourne's "Perry Mason" coming in at number 5.
Oh man, that's a hard tune.
Great tune,
It
man.
is
It's a great tune. Underrated Ozzy song, man.
Truly.
Seriously.
truly.
Awesome guitar riff, man. Really cool guitar solo. But the bass in that song, man, and is just, there's parts where it almost sounds psychedelic the way that he goes into different, as he goes into each almost, section of the song, the way he goes, his voice comes around. It's got like a twangy sound to it, almost as it comes into starting off each paragraph, almost as he's going into it. I think it's an underrated Ozzy tune, man. Perry Mason's a great rocket tune. I like Brain Stew, man. I don't know what to tell you here, so I've got Brain Stew here. From Green Day coming in as that finished my side.
Okay.
This is another one, man, that I used to sing. I just could not stop singing this tune too. Just the opening, it's got that really harsh riff to start it. It's got the pausing in between, just catches you. I'm having trouble trying, but like we said before, it's accessible punkish rock.
Yeah.
And I like the way that you put that before, Brian, because I think that sums up what they're doing again here. Listen, you don't have to like punk that much. You don't have to like rock that much. But this combination's pretty freaking catchy at this time of my life, man. And it's a really good tune. And then my side A hit 95.
Wow. Well, when we started off like bang, bang
Guns a-blazing, buddy.
and that
Guns a-blazing.
man, that Perry Mason tune, I forgot all about that. I'm like, I did a top 10 with the JC Metal guy, and I had
right.
Perry Mason number 8 on my top 10.
Wow.
Man, it's a crazy tune. I love it.
It's a great song, man.
Well, you brought the heat on that with AC/DC.
He did. He managed to pull together a rock side.
Green Day, little Foo Fighters, good stuff.
I don't think I'm done.
I'm sure you're not.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I guess in some senses I'm done, and some I'm not. But I'm still. It's the way my albums goes, boys. So if you're flipping over, you're getting Champagne Supernova from Oasis to start my side.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, this is like their hotel. You're right. Good way to put it. It's a monster hit. I love the song. First time I heard it at a buddy's place. Played it back to back. I think it's kind of their masterpiece, man.
It
If
is.
you want the truth.
Yeah.
This is their best song, in my opinion. This album's massive. This album's got some good songs on there. None better than this one, in my opinion. Champagne Supernova is a classic song from 95, man.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my top 3 songs of 95.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a fantastic tune, man. It's got that BLS quality and stuff like that. And you can see where that whole Oasis Beatles comparison comes in.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, man. They got the overtones, the backups, the way they sing over each other. That's a solid song, man. It's a solid album. Van Halen from Bounce. I got You Can't Stop Loving You coming in at number 2, man.
Good one.
Yeah, I like this tune, man. For a slower, more mellowish kind of tune from Van Halen, and this is a Sammy tune, man, you can tell right away. Alex on drums just beats the crap out of those drums every time he gets a chance anyway. So, Eddie might be wailing on guitar just here and there. And it's more like a catchy little guitar riff and stuff. But Alex, when he gets a chance, man, he beats the crap out of those drums. Every time you hear a Van Halen song, he's smashing it. I like that sound, man. I like my Van Halen sound. Can't Stop Loving You. It's a different side for them. Still a catchy tune. A little softer on this side for me, but still makes my list of 95. Give me one reason. Yeah, I can't help it, man. Give me one reason.
Wow.
Tracy Chapman, man.
Wow, you guys have 4 the same. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought going back, and we're on number 4 here, but I would have thought maybe you might have had the Champagne on there, Rich from Oasis. I thought that would have been our trifecta if I was picking one.
I thought You Ought to Know would have been the trifecta, but
I thought about that.
I had a couple, right?
Yeah.
But you're right about Tracy Chapman, man. It's catchy. Her voice is pretty close to second to none, man. It's a really catchy, hooky tune, man. I don't know what to tell you. It's some of those songs I keep talking about, man. Those slow, easy hooks get me every time, almost, man. I really like that. My number 4, you guys have never heard of. So it's a Canadian band. Don't think they ever influenced anywhere, came south of the border at all, but it's from a band called Barney Bentall and the Legendary Hearts. A lot of people would say up here, he was kind of like our Bruce Springsteen kind of guy up here at the time in Canada at that time. It's a song called I'm Shattered. There's another one that they does at the same album here. It's a pretty good album, actually. It's called Do Ya. And they're just catchy, hooky, almost Americana kind of feeling kind of songs. And kind of in my wheelhouse, man. I like my hooks. I like my catchy little guitar riffs. And this is what this song delivers. Like I said, you guys probably don't know this one, but I think it's probably worth checking out. You might think it's there. You can see where the hooks or the catchiness comes in. And maybe what was a big song for me in 95 and it still makes my list for that reason. Not to say my list is perfect there because I'll explain something at the end, but I got Melissa Etheridge, guys. So there's my third female. Little Secret is coming in, man. Her title track from this one. So this is the Melissa I like, man. The grungier side, especially. She got some really good guitar riff in here, man. Some wails on guitar. You can see the angrier side of her again. Little Secret. You can figure out what this one's about pretty easily, 1 and 1 and 1 makes 3, there's a problem here, and there's one too many in the picture in the relationship side of life. So, but Little Secret is exactly that. But like I said, it's a catchy Melissa. It's going to be the end of her run with for me, but I think it's a good way to go, man. I like this tune a lot, to be honest with you. And 95 with Collective Soul for sure, right, Brian? So that's a for sure. I almost came down to flipping a coin, buddy, because December and the world I know is. I went with The World I Know.
Okay.
I'm happy you have December. I'm happy there's another song that gets released as a single in 96. But even there's other songs like Gel and Smashing Young Man. They had a lot of songs that people don't know about because that song December, I think, actually sums it up, that they had some problems with their record company that was trying to screw them over, and they lost their record company, and these guys were writing hits, and I think they still do. So I'm a big fan now, big fan then. The World I Know is a classic. One of the better songs, and that's one of my 2, along with December, that I would take with me for the last almost 30 years. So that's how I'm going to end my album.
That's good. I mean, I like 2 of your choices for sure. And I got to ask, this is a little personal. Does Mrs. Keys know about your little relationship with Melissa? I mean, is there?
Yeah, she knows. She knows, man.
I'm going to ask it because there seems to be
it's a playlist stuff, man. It's a playlist. Oh, did we lose him?
We lost Brian.
I think we did.
Come back to us from the great beyond.
Maybe he'll come back in. We'll see.
Yeah, he'll come back. That was another good list, Doc. 95. You had all your favorites in there. That was very cool.
Not bad, eh?
Very good. You got Collective Soul, you had Ozzy, you had AC/DC, you had Van Halen, all the hard-hitting shit. So that's good. Hey, Brian's back.
Yeah. There he is. Yeah, so Brian, yeah, she knows.
Okay.
She knows about Melissa.
Okay.
That's where we kind of left right around there, I think, Brian, before the freezing
Right.
happened. So it was right around there.
Okay, cool. Well, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, so
well, I mean,
what I would say, Brian, actually, after everything else and stuff like that, just because of the way things have gone, it's been a couple weeks since we recorded things, so I've done a deeper dive, and I'm not going to lie, I listened to a lot of Radiohead just because it's been out there. So I've listened to 4 albums.
Right.
2 of them I've listened to 3 times, and the other 2 I've listened to twice. In 6 months from now, I bet you I would have a song from the Bends on my album. That I think, to be fair, it might not be the one that you had. I really like that High and Dry tune a lot, and I think Planet Telex, I think it's called. Maybe,
Planet Telex, yeah,
guitar driven, man. I like the way it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, that's if I always tell people who want to get into Radiohead that start with the Bends, because if you start with OK Computer or Kid A, you're not going to like Radiohead. You're going to run away because they're just those. Even Kid A, I can't listen to Kid A just any day. I got to have like a specific time thing in my head, because if you said that, it's just a weird album. It's weird. So
that's there it is, man. That's Doc 95 with a little caveat at the end, I guess.
Nice. Well, good. That wraps it up. I mean, we managed to get through this okay. 95, we were close getting some trifectas. I knew I kind of had suspicions we were around the same artists, but we kind of missed on a couple there. But, that's okay. We'll get them next time. Just a reminder to everybody that I'll have a link down below to Rich's channel for his top 10 movies for 1995 that we'll be doing. And our Spotify list will be down below as well. And I also have a link to Rich's channel. So thank you, Rich, for joining us.
Thank you,
I
guys.
really appreciate it, Doc. I really appreciate you and Melissa joining us tonight. It's always nice to have you both on the show.
She says hi.
So everybody out there, we'll see you for 96. Take care.
Bye.